You feel it before you can explain it. You're alone in a room, absorbed in something. And then, out of nowhere, a prickle at the back of your neck. A certainty, sudden and total, that someone is behind you, that you are being watched. You turn around, heart already quickening, fully expecting to meet a pair of eyes. And there's no one there. An empty hallway, a dark window, a quiet room exactly as it was. Nothing. You let out a breath, feeling faintly foolish. But for that one vivid instant, the sense of being observed was as real as anything you've ever felt. But the real answer is far stranger than a ghost. That feeling, the unmistakable sensation of unseen eyes, is not a supernatural signal, and it is not your imagination playing tricks for no reason. It is the product of one of the most powerful and deeply ancient systems in your brain. A system built for a single, life or death purpose, detecting when another creature is paying attention to you. That prickle on your neck is not a message from the beyond. It's the alarm bell of a survival mechanism so sensitive, so biased toward caution, that it would rather warn you 100 times about eyes that aren't there than stay silent once about eyes that are. And once you understand how it works, you'll see that feeling watch in an empty room isn't a glitch or a haunting. It's the echo of the exact instinct that kept your ancestors alive. Let's start with how important gaze is to your brain, because it is staggeringly, almost obsessively important. Detecting where another creature is looking is one of the most crucial social and survival skills a human being has. Think about what a gaze tells you. If another animal or another person is looking directly at you, it can mean many things, and several of them are urgent. A predator's stare locked onto you means you are prey, and you need to act now. A rival's glare means threat, confrontation, danger. Even among your own group, a direct gaze can signal aggression, or interest, or intent. For a deeply social species surrounded by creatures that could help or harm us, knowing whether we were being looked at was never trivial. It was one of the most valuable pieces of information available, and the brain evolved to extract it with extraordinary speed and priority. In fact, your brain has specialized machinery devoted to exactly this. There are cells and circuits in the brain, particularly in a region involved in reading social information, that responds specifically to faces and to the direction of gaze that fire in response to eyes pointed at you. Your visual system is exquisitely tuned to detect eyes and to determine in a fraction of a second whether those eyes are aimed in your direction. We're so sensitive to this that we can feel watch from the subtlest cues, and we detect direct gaze faster and more reliably than gaze pointed away. Being looked at is a signal your brain treats as high priority, worthy of immediate attention. Eyes on you demand to be noticed. Now, here is the crucial principle, the same one that governs so many of these ancient alarm systems. When the cost of missing a real threat is catastrophic and the cost of a false alarm is trivial, evolution builds a detector that is deliberately, heavily biased toward false alarms. Think about the two ways this gaze detection system can be wrong. It can fail to alert you when someone really is watching, a false negative, or it can alert you when no one is there, a false positive. Over the long, dangerous stretch of human evolution, these two errors had wildly different price tags. Failing to notice a predator's gaze or an enemy sneaking up behind you could mean death. Feeling watch when nothing was there cost you almost nothing. A moment of unease, a needless glance over your shoulder. When one mistake can end your life and the other merely wastes a second, the system that survives is the one that fires too often, not too rarely. Your brain will rather make you turn around 1,000 times for nothing than let you be caught once unaware. So this system runs constantly in the background, hypervigilant, ready to flood you with the feeling of being watched at the faintest hint, sometimes at no external hint at all. And that's where the empty room comes in. Because this detector is so sensitive, it can be triggered internally by the brain itself without any real eyes present. A tiny, ambiguous sensation, a draft on your neck, a faint sound at the edge of hearing, a shadow caught in peripheral vision, a flicker of movement your conscious mind didn't even register can be enough to trip the alarm. Your brain, primed by millions of years to treat any hint of a watcher as urgent, takes that fragment of ambiguous input and leaps to a powerful, ancient conclusion. Someone is looking at you. The feeling arrives fully formed, complete with the prickle on your neck and the urge to turn, before your rational mind has any say in the now weave it all together, and the ghostly feeling dissolves into something far more remarkable. You are alone, but your brain is never truly off duty. Deep beneath your awareness, an ancient gaze detection system, tuned over millions of years to catch the stare of a predator or an enemy, is silently scanning, always assuming that unseen eyes are a possibility worth guarding against. It is set to maximum sensitivity because for your ancestors, the cost of missing a real watcher was final. A stray sensation, a flicker at the edge of vision, a random firing in the network is all it takes. The system does what it was built to do. It sounds the alarm. And you feel, with sudden and complete conviction, that you are being watched, even in a room where no one is there. This completely transforms that eerie prickle on your neck. It is not evidence of a ghost, and it is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a message from the oldest, most protective part of your mind, a part that has been standing guard tirelessly since long before you were born, since long before your species could even name the thing it feared. That feeling of being watched is the felt sensation of a sentinel that never sleeps, a system so devoted to your safety that it would rather frighten you for nothing than risk letting a real threat go unseen. The fear is ancient. The vigilance is a gift. And the empty room is simply proof that the guard is still at his post. So the next time you feel those unseen eyes and you turn to find no one there, don't be unsettled and don't reach for the supernatural. Recognize what you're really feeling. Your brain, running a survival program older than language, older than humanity itself, has caught a fragment of ambiguous information and done what it has always done, erred on the side of keeping you alive. There are no eyes in the empty room, but the instinct that looked for them is real and ancient and has been protecting your line for 100,000 generations. What you felt was not a ghost. It was the touch of your own deep, watchful mind, still doing its ancient job of making sure that you are never truly caught off guard. You came here wondering why you feel watched when no one is there. But the real answer was never about the empty room. It was about the invisible sentinel inside you, the ancient hypervigilance system that treats every possible gaze as a threat worth flagging. Because the ancestors who ignored that feeling didn't live to pass on their genes. That prickle on your neck is not a haunting. It is your inheritance, a survival reflex forged in a far more dangerous world, still faithfully watching your back in a room where, this time, there was nothing to fear. You are not being watched, but you are being guarded from the inside by a mind that has never once stopped looking out for you.